I've always loved horror. I read NoSleep on basically a daily basis. I love cult horror films like Dogtooth, 120 Days of Sodom, etc. I regularly watch Live Leak and read Watch People Die, and I've sort of dipped into the deep web. No, I don't enjoy any of this because I'm a sick psycho who wants to kill people. It's just a morbid curiosity, mixed with the idea that at least most of this is fake, which makes it art, which makes it awesome. Of course, I wouldn't find it enjoyable to see someone die in real life. Of course I would help. But that's a mistake. I remember having a first aid class in 9th grade. If someone tells you they're dying, you believe them, the instructor said. I think with time I've become desensitized to this. It's just become a person dying on screen. I haven't worried for them in a long time, because it isn't real as far as I'm concerned. This all started in May last year. It was near the end of the school year, and I was sitting in class with my friends, bored out of our minds, trying to communicate as silently and discreetly as possible. We came up with the idea of looking at each other's screens and writing whatever we wanted to say as a URL. I turned to Jake, and he recognized it as a cue to look at my screen. whenwillthisend.com, I wrote, rolling my eyes. iwanttodie.com was the URL that Jake typed out as a response. It may sound weird, but this was during the peak of nihilistic memes, so this was the kind of jokes we made all the time. Part of communicating through URLs includes clicking enter to see if by chance you find something. Since it rarely happens, I turned away right after Jake finished typing and went back to paying attention to class. I looked back at him after a minute or two, and he didn't look well. He looked very serious and confused. I looked at his screen, and I saw a full black page with the words South 32, in red, plastered across the middle in a really crappy font, and at the bottom of the page I saw a downloaded file. I assumed he hadn't opened it, since by the looks of the site, it was gonna be a virus. He minimized the page, and I saw a low-quality montage picture with the words South 32 again plastered all over in very low resolution, and a picture of a bleeding hog-tied woman in black and white. I looked at Jake and I giggled, since all I saw was a dumb PR stunt for something. I think that helped him relax a little, and he just closed it and we went back to paying attention to class. I looked for the page myself when I got home. I opened it and downloaded the same images he had. I then googled South 32, and found several companies, and this, though the movie wasn't out by then, so it was mostly just the title and a blank page. I opened Discord and messaged Jake the link. We agreed on seeing the movie together when it came out. I tried to find a trailer for it, but this was all I found. I scrolled down to the comments, and it was flooded with people asking about iwanttodie.com. And as I'm looking at the video now, all those comments are deleted, and there's a comment from the uploader saying, "Please don't post links to strange websites in the comment section. Thanks." I found that odd. Does that mean the producers of South 32 don't own that website? Why is someone advertising for a movie they don't own? That's when I started getting emails. I got 10 emails from 10 different people over the course of 1 month, with the same picture that iwanttodie.com automatically downloads, and nothing else. For some reason, this compelled me to go back onto the website, and it was different this time. It no longer downloaded anything, and in the middle it just had a Vimeo video of flashing pictures of naked women and bloodied people, and the word South 32 in between. It looked like one of those subliminal alpha male videos I watched a couple of times, so again, I laughed it off. Weird PR stunt. In July, me and Jake decided to have a party at his place with some of our friends. Our parties usually revolve around watching movies or funny YouTube videos, so I thought to bring up South 32. We showed them the website, which had changed again. Now, instead of the video, it had an image similar to the one it downloaded at first covering the whole page. Then we did some googling of the movie. Look at some of the Vimeo videos, which are incredibly weird, and you can find them all here, even though a lot of them have been deleted. I managed to find one of them after hours of googling. Some meme channel seemed to have re-uploaded it here. The videos are mostly this man talking into a camera about bullying, or the flashing images kind. I noticed something weird about the way my friends reacted to all this. They were laughing and making jokes, but cautiously. There was unease all over them. Someone seemed to be particularly uneasy about this whole thing, and it was Tom. which was very weird because Tom was the guy that would make fun of anyone and anything. In any other situation, Tom would have already ripped this man to shreds. All he did now was awkwardly laugh when someone else did and occasionally asked us to do something else. I ignored him, especially after finding out that we could actually watch the whole movie for free at south32.com. I found that odd. A company that had done so much for PR just puts the movie up for free? We watched it, and we were even more confused at that point, because it was just a bad crime movie. Nothing about bullying, nothing about horror, nothing. Just a crime movie where the criminal gets away. It was extremely high budget, the cinematography was super high quality, so was the acting. The plot was just lackluster and it felt like we just wasted an hour and a half of our lives. So we moved on, and we didn't talk about it for months. School started a few months after, and that's when I noticed something off about my friends. It started with Jake, who I'm no longer friends with. Towards the end of summer break, we were spending late nights talking together, and he started getting weird. I don't mean like creepy weird. We had all been through that phase earlier. But screwed up weird. He started admitting to things, and seemed very bothered by it. Of course, it's hard to maintain a friendship with someone once you know they're a sex offender and an animal abuser, so we've fallen off, though we still do talk. Then Howard. We were never close friends, but he was close friends with a lot of my close friends, and suddenly he was barely ever around. He was always busy. He stopped leaving the classroom during breaks. I asked Carl about it, who said nothing more than, maybe we don't want him around. Oscar changed schools without saying anything. Ben stayed around, but stopped talking in full sentences. Craig, Mary, and me were the only ones that still acted normal. When we talked about it, we joked about what was happening with everyone else as straight guy stuff, since me and Mary were the only girls in the group and Craig was gay. The three of us have always been closer than the rest, and the more time passes, the more I see the other guys as insecure jerks. They were fun to be around, and they were nice to us. But it didn't take long until the conversation revolved around making fun of someone we know or a disabled person on YouTube. The worst was Tom. Tom dropped out of school. We asked him about it, and he always said he was just busy, trying to pursue a music career. We asked him to hang out, but he never stayed for long. He also seemed to have developed a full-body tremor. I felt sorry for him. After several months without seeing him, I decided to go visit Tom yesterday. His mom opened the door and led me to his bedroom. She gave me a sympathetic smile that turned into a frown as soon as she turned around. I opened the door and everything was dark, except for the dim blue light coming from his computer screen. He was hunched over, writing something. "Hi," I said, peeking my head in. He said hi back without even moving. I took that as a cue to come in, and I sat on his bed. "What are you up to?" I tried to be as cheery as possible. He turned around. His eyes were deep and sunken, but still somehow very wide and open, as if he hadn't slept for days. His hair was long and messy. He was wearing pajama pants, and there was a row of empty cans sitting behind him. His arms wrapped around his legs, and I could only see the top part of his face. "Tom, come on. What happened? What's gotten you like this? You know I'll always do whatever I can to help." I leaned in to rub his arm, and he started shaking. You would. You always would," he said, his head moving up and down with each word like a bobblehead. I nodded, expecting him to start telling me more. "Have you ever bullied anyone?" He suddenly sat upright, his accent very different from usual. I recognized those words from the South 32 video. No, you haven't," Tom almost yelled, getting up and booting up his computer. I leaned in closer. He opened his emails. I saw thousands of emails, all from the same person. It seemed this person sent him an email every hour at least. Some of them were titled South 32, Prostitute Movie, Anti-Bully. Some of them had Tom's full name. All of them had titles. Some of them had images like the one I told you about earlier. Others had videos like the ones on Vimeo. Others had screeching sound files. He clicked one of those subliminal message videos. "You won't believe me, but these work. They really work. They won't work on you, but they work on who they're meant to work on," he whispered. Somehow at the same time almost screaming. "They keep playing in my mind even if I don't check my emails for days. I keep feeling this gut-wrenching guilt that sometimes literally makes me puke. I can't be near anyone without feeling it. Guilt. So much guilt. As he got more agitated, I impulsively walked towards the door. I get phone calls too. They said you did this. You're the defender. That I must pay for my crimes. That this is the only way the world can ever be fair. He started getting closer and closer, cornering me against the door. I ran out. As I looked back, Tom took about 4 steps out of his room and started puking on the floor. His mom was standing by the entrance door and apologized as I stormed out. I've been home since. I don't know what to do. I should have taken this seriously. I don't know who to tell. I don't know how to get my friends back. Please help.